What's up everybody, Unrested here. I am back with another video, and this video is not a JFAQ. Maybe it's kind of a ramble. It's a little bit of a ramble, but it's a ramble for those of you who enjoy Osadoshi Saturday. I need to talk about Osadoshi Saturday. I need to talk about Osadoshi Saturday and the future of my channel. Because, you know, it's nothing bad, don't worry. It's actually good. I just feel like a lot has changed for me in the past 2 years with the channel. First of all, as of 2014, I went from 16,000 about, more or less, 16,000 subscribers, on up to now 23,500. So that's a pretty significant change. That added quite a bit. I've got a bigger audience asking for more, sending me more stories, which is awesome. It's totally awesome. I'm super stoked. Trust me, the bigger my channel gets, the more motivated I get. It's why you're starting to see the quality of Osadoshi jump like it just did. And you'll continue to see that with every type of video I make. But I think what I want to do is continue to up the quality of video and everything I make for the channel. But this is going to be a slow progress, and there's a couple reasons for that, and that's kind of what I'm going to go into today. First off, let me just talk about the condition or the disposition or the ethos that is Osadoshi Saturday. The thing I want to get across the most of Osadoshi Saturday is the utmost scariest stuff I can find on the internet, the scariest stories. And being perfectly honest, things like creepypastas, urban legends, they're awesome. I love them so much, and I want to do more of those, but I don't want to do only those at the same time, as well as Ghosts on Film too. Ghosts on Film is awesome too, but I mean, I'm literally just, you know, grabbing chunks of video and throwing them in there, which really isn't, for me, creatively challenging. I like to be challenged a little bit when I create. Even with JFAQ, I feel more challenged because I've got to pretty much just improvise on the spot and scan my mind for what I know about Japan. Whereas, once again, Ghosts on Film, that part of Osadoshi Saturday is just me grabbing chunks of pictures of ghosts on film. But that doesn't mean it's gone. That doesn't mean I'm getting rid of that. The same goes for the quality of Osadoshi Saturday. Now you just saw it jump to where I'm filming my own short movies. That doesn't mean I can't use creepypastas or urban legends or even Ghosts on Film as inspiration to make these movies. Most of these movies that you're going to see are dramatizations of things that have actually happened. The next one, well, the next one coming up actually deals with a haunted English school in Kobe. And as far as I can tell, the way it was told to me and by the person who told it to me, it is one of the most legit stories I have ever heard. It's one of the most believable stories I've ever heard. Of course, I was not there when the events took place. It was told to me firsthand by the person who witnessed it. But as a source, the person seemed very credible. So I want to definitely get that down on a piece of film. And once again, that could become something that is like an urban legend, that is like a creepypasta. And I filmed him telling me the story at the Hanami party where I met him. And I could just drop that film in there and be like, here's Osadoshi Saturday, here's some guy at a party telling me something, which, number one, the sound was awful just because there's so many people there, you got a bunch of background sound. The guy was a good storyteller, he followed through perfectly, nothing wrong on his part. But number two, you know, we're just standing there kind of smiling, you know, it's bright and happy out, it's Hanami, Sakura blossoms flowing in the breeze, it's a beautiful setting. It's not Osadoshi stuff. Yes, his story's pretty creepy, but Osadoshi's also about ambience, and that's probably the aspect that I enjoy the most, is the ambience of Osadoshi Saturday. The music, the visuals, the darkness, finding those small touches that add that creepy atmosphere to it. And that's what I want to focus on with the future of that show. I want to focus on building a better atmosphere, building a better ambience, and just really creating, when you watch that show, I want to create a nightmare world for you. When you watch that show, I want it to be like when you're walking around Silent Hill and everything suddenly goes to like the other world where everything's dark and disturbing and you're creeped out the entire time you're there. That's what people are there for. They're there for the tension, they're there for the creepiness, they're there for the scares. It's unfortunate that that is not my most popular show. I really, really wish it was. But that doesn't make me any less inspired to make it the best it can possibly be. One of the main motivators for me to make Osoroshi Saturday and the little short movies that I do make with it is the fact that I think recently, and this is starting to change, it's starting to evolve, but recently the horror genre, especially the horror genre coming out of Hollywood, sucks. It just absolutely, utterly sucks. It's bad. Last year, from 2014, how many really good horror movies can you name that came out of Hollywood? Everybody right away is probably going to say like Babadook, but that's not Hollywood. That's Australia. Maybe Clown by Eli Roth. That was a little bit decent, but that was more of a splatterpunk jump scare type horror, which it's okay sometimes, but I feel those are more for shock effect rather than actual scares and creepy mood. Can you think of anything else? I mean, if you can, please comment below and say, yeah, I watched this, it was really damn creepy. I think I watched one about the Dybbuk box. That was a little bit creepy, and if you've ever actually watched, what's that paranormal documentary show, like Witness or Ghost Witness or whatever, the actual one that's on the Dybbuk box, that was insanely scary. That was probably one of the most legit scary-ass stories I've ever seen. I was thoroughly impressed with that. But really, I mean, I want you to think back to 2014 and let me know if you can think of anything at all that was decent. As above, so below, some people said they were pretty happy with. I was not, I'm sorry. As far as found footage goes, I just wasn't overly impressed. Let's see, what else? Things that I'm excited for this year that I think might be able to give us the scares in the dark atmosphere we're looking for is Digging the Marrow. Unfriended, although I'm starting to hear bad things already about Unfriended, so that might be kind of a letdown. But I was also excited for The Green Inferno, but I don't know what's happened to that. If that's been released in some way, please let me know. I myself cannot find it anywhere. Another Eli Roth movie, which I'm not always a really huge fan of Eli Roth. Hostel 1 was so-so. I mean, once again, Eli Roth mostly deals in the realm of splatterpunk, which is cool. I love a lot of splatterpunk novels. I read a lot of Edward Lee. I read a lot of James Rathbone. So I'm a big splatterpunk fan, but like I said again, I enjoy the ambience. I enjoy making things dark and creepy through more subtle effects, and that's what gets me focused back on Osoroshi Saturday. That's gonna kind of bring us full circle and get me talking Osoroshi Saturday again. That's what I want for the future of Osoroshi Saturday. The feeling that you get from playing those old school survival horror games back when old school survival horror was actually horror, not just survival, where people weren't worried about ammo, they were worried about staying alive, they were worried about I guess bracing themselves for the tension that was building. Did it always lead to a jump scare? Sometimes it did, but not always. Sometimes it just led to a really depressing or horrific story that made the mood even more tense. And that's what I'm learning to build. That's what I'm learning to do. I mean, I'm still only just getting my feet wet, just slightly. I'm just dipping my toe into the horror pool and learning. I'm learning as much as I possibly can as far as camera angles, building tension, sound effects, recording. My sound still sucks for my own voice and recording. I need help setting up a mic. If anybody living in Osaka knows what mic to buy and how to set it up, and you know, I'd be willing to pay you to come over and do it and set it all up for me. I need to get better sound recording. I'm just now learning how to use an SLR camera. It's looking a lot better from that. but I've still got a lot to learn from that too. I've got to learn how to use different lenses and stuff like that. I've got a lot to learn. And I'd like to learn that not just with Osoroshi Saturday, but my other shows as well. Yes, I would like to improve the quality of JFAC. Yes, I would like to make more Japan journey videos where I walk around Japan and show you stuff that are more documentary style and give you more information rather just me walking around with the film sped up and music over top. That's been done to death on my channel. I'm not gonna, you know, try and defend things that I know aren't up to par. There's so much better channels out there, and I want to become one of those better channels. And not just for me and to get my channel personally bigger, but for you as the actual viewer, because to be quite honest, almost, I'd say, at least 90% to 100% of my viewers are loyal, they're friendly, they're helpful, they make my channel, they give me the questions, they send me the news stories, they make the show JFAC happen. On top of it, now I'm starting even to get to a point where people are sending me Osoroshi Saturday scary stories and stuff like that, which is helping that show a ton too. And without you guys and without your support, I can't have either of those shows really, because with all the time that I spend, because I'm using every ounce of free time I have to edit, I get paid zero for that, by the way. And if people think you make any kind of money from YouTube, they're insane. Especially with 23,000 subs, like literally I make pocket change, like literally pocket change per video. Like I'm talking like could maybe barely buy a soda from the vending machine on one video. If I'm really lucky. That's pretty decent. So I get so many people who send me messages like, you're just doing it for the money you get from YouTube. It's like, I don't know where people, they must have done zero research on how actual money works on YouTube, because YouTube itself takes a massive chunk of your money. I don't even belong to any networks. I refuse to join a network, and I still get paid beans, man. I get nothing, like, not even, to give you an example, probably, if I worked another 6 years on my channel, I might get, and I'm still at 23,000 unless my channel like blows up one day, I would probably make one minimum wage paycheck in 6 years. That's about it. And I'm talking minimum wage like in America. That's the closest I would come. That's the kind of money I make. If I worked 6 years, I would get the equivalent to one minimum wage paycheck in America over 6 years. And that's for, I'm talking like 1 month's pay. So obviously I'm not doing it for the money. With 2 kids, a mortgage, a wife, you know, and the many other expenses such as just sending my kids to school, that like literally covers nothing, like absolutely nothing in my life. We've taken the money I think out of our account one time from the YouTube. Anyway, I'm going on about the YouTube money way too long. It's pointless. It's bullshit. If people think I'm doing it for the money, they're so goddamn wrong. They don't know how wrong they are. They're totally confused. I'm doing it, number one, because I have a passion for it. I think that's pretty obvious. With anything anybody does almost daily, which I do almost daily, make videos, they obviously do it for the passion. And that's what Osoroshi Saturday is for me. It's a passion, and this new way that I've done it, I've gotten a great response, and it's kind of reinvigorated the passion that I have for this series, which I'm super stoked about. But I want to get that way about JFAC. I want to get that way about my other series that I have about Japan, my other information I have on Japan. And for that, I need you guys' help. I know you guys already send a lot of help, but I need to get some more news stories. I need to get more bigger topics that haven't been covered by every single other J-vlogger, because I hate to be the guy who just reiterates what people have already said. I've done response videos, of course, before, which I think are important because they give you another J-vlogger's view of the same situation. But usually when I've done a response video, you know it's that because I put the other J-vlogger's name in the title. For example, Ryan Boundless or Give Me a Flake Man. Obviously when I'm doing responses to those, it's just giving you another angle on the same view. It's not me trying to be like, no, I thought of this first, especially when I'm putting the person's name in there who did the original video. Obviously I'm not trying to take credit as I'm the one who invented this. So I want more stuff that you guys are interested about that hasn't been covered by other J-vloggers. You know, and it may be something that has actually been covered, but maybe it's been like just a blip on the radar. Like they just did a very, very small piece on it, or it hasn't been covered in depth, or they only just kind of skimmed the topic. I'd be more than willing to jump deeper into some of those. You know, but there's some things that have just been utterly done to death, and even me, I've helped beat those things to death. For example, even recently with my stupid little candy videos, those were fun to make. I had a good time with my friend Dan making them. We enjoyed it because it was something a little bit different to do. I've never done them before. But let's be brutally honest with myself and on my audience. Testing food type crap in Japan has been done to utter death. I have been playing with the idea because a friend actually talked to me about this. My friend Maddie talked about reaction videos, doing reaction videos. Japanese YouTubers react, or J-vloggers react, and we react to things that are new to taste, new to see, new videos to watch. I don't know how you guys feel about that, and that's something else I need feedback on. And those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Where would you like to see things take different routes at times? I'm not saying I need to steer off into a whole new playlist. JFAC is never going away again. I'm never going to stop doing JFAC, I've decided upon. It is way too well received and so vital to my channel because it made my channel. Let's be 100% honest. It made my channel, and the commenters who sent me the questions made my channel. I did not make it. I merely recorded the videos and put them up there. vhZ4E has made my channel. It gives it more of a distinct flavor because I feel like if I only had the JFAC, then I would just be any other J-vlogger out there answering the same questions over and over again. But what other playlists would you like to see me dive into? Do you want reaction videos? Did you actually enjoy the trying foods in Japan videos? I mean, maybe I was trying the wrong foods and that's why those videos didn't get that strong of a reaction. And what film techniques do you hope to see in future videos? How do you think stuff could improve? Be absolutely constructively criticizing with all your comments on my videos. That's okay. You're not going to hurt my precious snowflake feelings. You can say, Scott, your sound sucks. Scott, I'm not happy when you only use an iPhone to record your videos. Mind you, I can get videos out way, way faster when I record on an iPhone. Some people complain, they say you put videos out too fast. 1 video a day is way too much, which I can agree with. I can say, yeah, you know what, sometimes it's even too much for me. As you can see, last week I could not keep up with that because I had that really deep vhZ4E video. Let me know how you feel about techniques that you would like to see for future videos, and maybe you have some kind of already special skills or knowledge of editing techniques or things like After Effects or Adobe Premiere tricks, I don't know. Feel free to criticize and say, Scott, why don't you ever do this with it? Or why don't you ever say this with it? Or why don't you ever improve your sound like this? Or why don't you go out and buy this microphone? It's okay. I'm not going to be like, you don't understand, I don't have the budget. If I'm asking you for this advice, I'm not going to shout back at you when you give it to me. So feel free. Dig into me and dig in hard and send your comments and your criticism. That's going to help improve the channel, not just for me, but for you too, the viewer, because it's important. It's the only way my channel is going to grow. It's the only way my channel is going to get better. It's the only way my channel will ever eventually rise above, I guess, you know, the millions and millions. At this point, it's just like millions and millions of vloggers out there. I'm not saying J-vloggers because we're really not millions and millions. We're like probably hundreds, maybe. I'd probably say there's probably hundreds. But it's the only way I'm going to rise above just being the mediocre. Because right now I still feel like I am. I'm you know, 23,000 is mediocre. You're not really even slightly noticed until you've hit the 100,000 mark on YouTube. You can't even use the full access to YouTube studios in Tokyo until you have 50,000. At 1,000 subscribers you can start using the studio, but at 50,000 apparently new things open up to you, and that's stuff I'd like to do too. I'd like to include stuff like more green screen, better cameras, better access to better equipment, because they allow you to use that once you hit 50,000 out there in Tokyo. So let's climb that ladder together. Show me and tell me what I need to be doing to be a better channel for you, and I will do my damn hardest to do the best I can to improve the channel for you and make it better for you. And Osoroshi Saturday too. I mean, your ideas are always very welcome. Your input, your images you send me, when you improve things like the background, or you're like, try this logo out, or I made this. When you guys do stuff like that, it is like Christmas when I get things in the mail, or I get things in messages, you know, even though it's just like a digital picture, people are like, oh, I just sent you a JPEG, that's it. It's like Christmas for me when people have made like logos for Osoroshi Saturday or JFAC or whatever. Whenever people have made like an intro, or they've done music for me, or made a drawing of me, it's like Christmas for me. I'm literally so excited. If only you knew my glee when I found this stuff. Maybe I would receive more, and that's why I'm telling you right now. Feel free. Whenever people ask me, they're like, would you mind if I made a logo, or would you mind if I drew a picture of you, or would you mind if I like made this intro? I never mind. I'm so excited. Even if it's like your first try ever trying to do it, and you're like, I don't know, this looks like garbage, I don't know if I should send it to him. I'll bet you I can find something good about it. I'll bet you there's some small part of it I can use. So don't ever give up on stuff like that. Try your best, because when you do stuff like that, you improve your own skills with whatever you're trying to work with, you know, whether it be like digital stuff, video, music, etc. And I end up getting this like amazing gift that I'm just so excited. We both end up probably pretty happy, especially probably when some people get to see their stuff on the show. They always really get excited and send me a message, which makes me even more excited that I used it. It's very win-win. Anyway, guys, I think that's enough for my rant and ramble today about how I feel my channel needs to improve, how I need your input to help do that, because, you know, of course I do see things I constantly do need to improve about myself, my channel, how I produce these shows, how I even, you know, put myself forward on camera. But there's times it's hard for me, the video creator, to be objective. It's hard for me to look from the outside in and really see maybe things I've never even realized I'm messing up or pissing people off with. I'm open to that idea that I'm very, very much so not perfect in many ways with my channel. I realize that. I wouldn't still be 23,000 only. I would be up there with the big guys if I was doing something seriously right. For example, many times I rush videos too much. I feel like I don't put enough effort into every single one, but then at the same time, I argue with myself then that I don't put the videos out fast enough when I do sit down to edit, because when I get into editing, sometimes I get carried away and want to do it for days on end, and then videos don't get out, and then people start to say, have you died? Is your channel done? Are you finished? And then, yeah, that just goes into a whole downward spiral. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Unrested. Give me your feedback. Love to hear it in the comments on anything and everything I talked about today. Feel free to be as brutal as you want. I'm not going to try and delete you unless you're just like outright mean and nasty for no reason at all. And don't give me any kind of constructive criticism. Just like, I don't know, send death threats to my family like I get. Until next time, have a good one. I'm Unrested.